Good afternoon, my dear viewer. I'm Pastor Richard. I'm going to take you in AutoCAD training. And today we're using AutoCAD 2020. And our task is to design the ground plan or to draw the ground plan of a simple building, a one-bedroom house, which is displayed on the screen. As you can see, here is the sitting room or the lounge. This is the bedroom. This is the veranda. This is the shower. And then this is the WC. So I'm going to show you step by step how to come up with this ground plan. The most simple and straightforward way of coming up with a ground plan like this. So I'm going to start by the command line. So when I type L, I hit enter. I'm going to start by drawing this line, which is 4,700. Then I draw this line here, which is, can even put it to be 9,910. So I'm going to start with this, which is 4,700. So I click down here, I pull up, and I type 4,700. I hit enter. Then I pull it in this direction. I type 9,910. Then I hit enter. I pull it in the down direction. But still, AutoCAD can help you to pick the line from here and you bring it this way. So I can pick the line here and I hit here. Then I can type C and I hit enter. It will close. So I've come up with the outline of my external wall. So the next things to do is to create the wall. The internal of this wall is 3,400. So I can first create the thickness of the wall, which is 230. So I can type O, I hit enter, then I type the offset distance 230, then I hit enter, then I can offset this, I offset this. I'm so much interested in this and then this. So the next thing to do is to get the internal of this wall, which is 3,400. So I can use still offset command. I type O, I hit enter, then I type the offset distance 3,400. I hit enter. Then I can pick an offset in this direction. Then I can right click and I hit enter. Still I'm using the offset command to come up with a wall thickness here. So I type O, I hit enter, and I type 150. This thickness we are going to make it 150. Then I offset in the direction I want. I'm going to repeat offset. So I type O, I hit enter. Then now the offset distance is 3,400 for the bedroom. So I type 3,400 and I hit enter. Then I select the line I want to offset, then I offset it in the direction I want. So this thickness here now we're going to make it 230. So I right click, I repeat offset, I type 230, I hit enter, then I offset in the direction I want. Now the next thing is to create this shower room and then the WC room. So the shower room is 1.2. I can still use offset. I type 1,200, 1,200. I hit enter. Then I offset the 1,200. Then here we can make it to be 150 millimeter, the thickness of the wall. So I type O, I hit enter. Then I type the offset distance 150. I hit enter. Then I offset. But this might have become short, so we can select this line. Then we hit delete key from the keyboard. Then now we are going to offset the WC. So we can type O, then we hit enter, then we type 1,000 millimeter, then we hit enter, then we offset this. So that is 1000 millimeter. Then we are now making the external wall here, which is 230. We can type O, so we hit enter. Then type the offset distance 230. We hit enter. Enter, then we offset. So this is what we have come up with. It's looking good. Now we're going to see the distance from here up to here. The distance from here up to here, we're going to see it. From distance from here to here is 3040 millimeter. 3040 millimeter. So we can offset this line to 3040 millimeter. So we select offset, and we type the offset distance 3040 millimeter. 3040 millimeter. We hit enter, and we offset this to 3040 millimeter. We right click and we hit enter. We right click, repeat offset. So this is the external wall. We can type 230. We hit enter and we offset it. Now this space is for the veranda now. I right click and I hit enter. When we look at our drawing from here, this space now is for the veranda, and the veranda space is 1.2. So it should be 1.2. Let me check from here up to here. It should be 12.2, which is correct. You can even see it is 1200 millimeter. So we are almost done with our external outline of this project. So now what we are going to do is to finish this part here, because the toilet and the shower has come from inward here. So let's see the distance from here. The distance from here is, when we have to measure, the distance from here to here is 2000 millimeter. So from here up to here is going to be 2000 millimeter. 2000 millimeter. So what we can do is we can offset 2000 millimeter to come this way. So we use offset, and we type 2000, then we hit enter, then we offset this one has come to the right point. Then we can offset it by again 230. We repeat offset, then we type 230, then we hit enter, and we bring this, and we hit enter. So now we have to trim this, we have to trim this, we have to trim all where necessary. So we can select trim, and then we trim the unnecessary line. Let me do it in this way. I select trim, then I select the trim line where I want to trim and hand. So I pick this line as the trim line. So I right click, then I trim this, I trim this. So it's coming now. So I still repeat trim, trim, then I select the trim line, which is this. Let me select this to be the trim line. I right click, and I trim this, I trim this, I trim this. Then I also trim this, I trim this. Yeah, the outline is coming now. I right click, I enter. So the shape is coming. When you look at this, the shape is now what? Coming up. So the next thing to do is to create this portion here, the store, the portion for the store. So the portion for the store is by offsetting this line inward by 230. So we can select offset, Then we type 230, hit enter, and we offset this. So we are now creating the store here, but there's still a lot of trimming that we are going to do. So the distance from here to here is 1730. So we can offset this line to 1730 to create the store here wall. Offset 1730. So we offset it here. This is the size of the store. Then we can still repeat offset. Then we type 230. Hit enter and we offset here. Now we are left with trimming around. So we can even use group editing. So once you pick a line like this, you can pick it from a point like this, then you drag it to where you want. You can pick this. Instead of trimming, I pick here and then drag it to where I want. Then I do the same also to this line which I don't want. I can also drag it to here. This line I don't want it here, so I can drag it. I bring it up to here. So this is what we call grip editing. Yeah, I'm not trimming, but I'm using another technique for the purpose of making you learn. So now what we are going to do, we are going to also use grip editing. I pick here, I bring it here, I pick this, I pick from the point, and I bring it here. So it has cleaned all this part properly well, but we are left still, we are going to use trim and extend command. So you see this is to be extended to reach here. This also should be trimmed to this way. So let's first start with extend command. Extend is EX, hit enter. Then you can extend the line which is short. Right click, then you EX, hit enter. You right click, then you extend. You click to extend. You click to extend. So it has extended all the line we want. So we can still use this same command to trim. So you press and hold shift key. Then you begin to trim. You zoom using your wheel of the mouse and you trim. You zoom using the wheel of your mouse and you trim. You zoom using the wheel of your mouse and you trim. You zoom using the wheel of your mouse, then you trim. But my hand is on shift key. I've not left it. The key, I'm holding it because I'm shifting the command from extend to trim. So I'm holding the shift key while zooming and trimming. So I'm making the cleaning while I'm trimming to make it clean now and look organized and good the way it is supposed to represent our ground plan. So far we have done most of the trimming. You can also trim this. We can also trim this. So I think we have clean trimming everywhere, except we can even decide to trim this line here. We can trim this, we trim this. Then we also trim this one. We put another line that can represent. This one we could have left, but let's first trim it like that. So I right click, I enter. So we have done with trimming now. What we are left with is to create the openings. The opening provisions, door openings, window opening. That's what we are left with to do. So what I can do, I can delete this line. It's not necessary. Then I use grip editing. I pick this, I connect it here. I pick this, I connect it here. So that is how it is well represented. So when we look at our plan here, it is exactly how I've done it. So we have the opening here, 600, 600. which is just showing the vents. From behind is only the vents, but the size of these vents are 600, 600, 600. But yeah, the 600, 600. So what we can do is to create this opening 600, 600, 600, 600 everywhere here. Then when we look at this, the size of this opening is 1.2. So we can create this 1.2, we can create this 900, we can create this 1.2. And this is also 900. So let's create the opening. How do we create the openings? By breaking the walls. So what we are going to do, we are going to give the command line L, enter, and then we pick from the midpoint, then we connect here. Right click, pick from the midpoint, we connect here. Just we right click, repeat line, pick from the midpoint, we connect to this. We right click, we repeat the line, pick from the midpoint, we connect here at perpendicular. So we can now offset this by 300, 300, since these vents are only what? 600 millimeter. So we can still use offset. We type offset distance 300, we hit enter. When we select, we offset 300, 300. We select, we offset 300, offset 300 both sides. Select offset 300, we offset 300 both sides. You zoom, select offset 300 one side, 300 one side. Yes, then now these middle lines, we don't need them. We select them and hit delete key. Select, hit delete key from the keyboard. Select, hit delete key from the keyboard. Select, hit the delete key from the keyboard. So we have created the openings behind, but we can still trim them off. Select trim, you right click, then you trim. Let it just be, you break the wall to create the openings. So I'm trimming it off to create the opening. So I've created the opening for the behind of the building. So we are left with the front part of the building. So we have a door here, we have also a door here, we have also a door here. So we can start with the door first. In order to create this door, I can first connect a line from here to here. Then I offset the distance of 200, 230. Let me use the distance of 230. I hit enter to create the door job. Then the door itself is 900. I can select offset. I type offset distance 900. Then I hit enter. Then I create this door. I've already created a door here, just remaining on a trimming. So I can do the same to this side. Let me see how it looks from here. Yeah, this the door. Yeah, it is here. Then this door is from internal here. It's okay. So what we can do is we can create another door here. So the same procedure we have used, we select line, then we first close this gap, then we offset the gap 230. I hit enter. I create this, then I select offset, then I offset distance 900. I hit enter. I think it is matched. This match, but now what, let me first see this, and I measure this distance from here up to here. Yeah, it is less than 900. So this door opening is less than 900, is 800 millimeters. So now what we do, we create this opening to be 800 millimeter. So I delete this. I also delete this. So let me select offset. Then the offset distance, let me bring it only to 100. Then I should repeat offset, then I type 800. I hit enter. So I've already created this door opening. I can delete this line, it's not necessary. Then I select also this line. I delete it, it's not necessary. So I'm left with creating another door here. So I pick line, I connect there, then I offset 200, 30, let me offset to 30, enter, then I offset the opening, which is 900, select offset and type 900, and I hit enter, then I offset 900. This is going to be our opening here. So I right click, I hit enter. This line is not necessary, I select and delete. So I'm going to create a window opening here. And let me first start by trimming this. Right click, and you trim this, and you trim this, and you trim this. So I'm left with creating the window opening here, and then window opening here. So that is the task I'm left with. Then there's a small window here at 600 also, which I'm supposed to create here. So how do we create the window opening? I pick line, I pick from here, from the midpoint, then I connect at perpendicular. I right click, I pick from the midpoint, then I connect to perpendicular. So I can offset the distance I want. I do the same to this. I want to create the opening here. So now I can pick my line, I connect at perpendicular. So this window is 1.2, this is also 1.2, this is 600. So I can start with the one with the 1.2. I type 600, I hit enter, then I offset. Then I also do the same to this. The command is still active, I offset this. I right click and I hit enter. So I'm going to create another one here which is 600. So I offset this one with this 600. I hit enter, then I offset in the direction I want. Next will be deleting these middle lines. Select and hit delete key. I select and hit delete key from the keyboard. I select and hit delete key from the keyboard. Now I'm left with trimming, trimming, trimming. So I select trim, I right click, then trim this one off, trim this one off. So far so good. I've created. I'm left with only these two openings here. So I right click and hit enter. To create these openings, I'm going to make them all 800 millimeter. Pick a line, connect here, right click, enter. Then I'm going to offset, since it's 800 millimeter, I'll offset 400, 400, 400, enter. So I can offset 400, 400, 400, 400. Then the middle line here, I delete them. I delete the middle line and select trim, right click, then I trim off this. So far so good. I've finished all creating of the breaking the wall to create the provision for the door and the window opening.